Guys, how's it going? It's Lazarus here, and today we're going to talk about the 8 best tank mates to keep with your celestial pearl Danios, also known as the galaxy Rasboras. Let's dive straight into the video. Now, before we get started on the 8 tank mates, you need to know with CPDs that they are quite a shy fish, and you're probably wanting to get rid of that shyness in the CPDs. Well, the best thing to do is to probably get more than you already have. The more CPDs you have, the more they'll be out, and you'll see them a lot more often. So if you do have a large enough tank, then just get another bunch more or something and see how that turns out, and once they're all good, then you can start adding other tank mates if you'd like to. Okay, so the first fish on the list are the cherry shrimp. They are awesome little invertebrates. There are different color varieties you can get out there, so they do great with CPDs as they are really peaceful and they're fairly small, so the CPDs won't pick on them though, as cherry shrimp are a little too big for that, and then the cherry shrimp will be fine with the CPDs as they're not as fast as the galaxy Rasboras. So keep that in mind, and you should find cherry shrimp anywhere really. They're super easy to find, very easy to breed, and they will bring out the CPD's color a lot more because you can get those red variants of cherry shrimp out there, and you know the celestial pearl Danios are a blue and red color, so it'll be a perfect match and they'll just get along fine, and it'll be a really cool display in the tank. So number 1 is the cherry shrimp. So number 2 are the neon tetras. So I actually just have a big school of them back there, but the neon tetras are stunning little tetras. But they are a schooling fish, so they like to be in schools of 6 or more, and I have about 8 in there, and they are so active all throughout the day. So they have a neon blue stripe going across the body, then they'll have red going across the body underneath the blue stripe, and then they'll have a tiny white belly. They stand out a lot in aquariums as the neon blue stripe shines so much. They do great with CPDs because they do not bother each other. The neon tetras are schooling fish as well as the CPDs, so it'll be cool. There'll be 2 different cool looking schooling fish through the tank, which will look awesome. And neon tetras go through all levels of the tank, and they will bring out the galaxy Rasboras a lot more, as the CPDs will feel a lot more comfortable with the neon tetras, as they'll know there's other schooling fish out there, so it's safe to swim around, and they'll be a lot less shy if you have your neon tetras. So number 2 is the neon tetras. Okay, so number 2 are the Bloodfin Tetras. You can probably see by their looks why they're called the Bloodfin Tetras. So they'll have a blue to white body, and then they'll have red fins, and especially their tail will be a blood red, hence the name Bloodfin. So they do awesome with CPDs because, like the neon tetras, they are schooling fish, so you need to have a group of 5 or more, and they are so active, so they'll bring out the CPDs more often as well. And even if you can even put neon tetras, Bloodfin tetras, and CPDs all together, it'll be a really cool combo. So definitely try that out, but the Bloodfin tetras are fairly easy to keep. They are not found as much as most other fish, but once you do see them, you'll see the amazingness of their appearance, and they'll probably strike you, and if you can find them for your tank, then that'd be really cool. And they just look amazing with your CPDs because of course they have the red fins, so the red and the red on the CPDs will go together but stand out in the same way, if you know what I mean. But otherwise, if you're really looking for even more coloration in your tank, Bloodfin Tetras are certainly for you. So number 3 are the Bloodfin Tetras. Okay, next we have a bottom dweller that will do great at cleaning the algae off your glass. We have the Bristlenose Plecos. So there's different types of Bristlenose Plecos you can get out there. The leopard frog bristlenose, you can get the peppermint bristlenose, your common ones, and they're all really cool, and they'll all stand out in aquariums. They do look really weird, so that's what's really cool about them. They're very different to your usual aquarium fish. You should find them anywhere though, even the big box stores. They are easy to breed, great for beginners, and they are not that hard to keep. So the reason why they're so great with CPDs as well is because the CPDs are hanging out near the middle to the top, whereas the bristlenose are hanging out from the bottom to the middle, so they won't cross over each other too much, and they're both super peaceful fish. They won't have a go at each other, so it's perfect, and it's definitely a great choice. So number 4 is the Bristlenose Pleco. Now here's a fish you wouldn't think of considering getting much. It's the Folktale blue eyes. So they are not as common, but if you can find them, they are epic little fish. They are top dwelling fish, so they'll stick around to the top all the time. They'll be non-stop swimming around, and they're just little jumpers too. So you need to make sure you have a tight lid because they'll jump out really easily, especially if they're being stressed out. So make sure to have a tight lid, and if you need fresh air going into the tank, so just have little slits at the top of the lid and you should be good. But otherwise, they love densely planted aquariums. They do great with the CPDs because they don't bother each other. The Folktale blue eyes are very peaceful, not temperament at all in any way. So they won't bother any other fish, they'll just keep swimming around looking for food, and they don't get too aggressive towards their food either. So they're a perfect match. Now with the Folktale blue eyes, they are in the pseudomugil family, so they are really cool little rainbow fish. The reason why they're called a forktail is because you can see their tail is forked over like that, and then they have the pelvic fins which are curved up, and it looks really unusual but awesome. So definitely consider getting your Folktale blue eyes if you want to get lots of action near the surface of the tank. Also consider putting floating plants on the surface so that the Folktale blue eyes will have protection if they do get attacked by some CPD. So just keep in mind that, but other than that, Folktale blue eyes, go ahead, get some unusual fish and try them out. Number 5 is the Folktale blue eyes. Now here's another fish right out of the norm. We have the clown killifish. So they're basically in the killifish family, but they have striping going across. They are also called the rocket fish. So their tail looks like a rocket and just the body shape of their body, and it's really interesting and it's really fun to watch in your aquarium. When people come over to see your fish and they've never heard of the clown killifish, they look at that fish and they're like, whoa, they're always mind blown, and they're thinking, why the heck have I not heard of this fish? You can find a few different colorations out there, I think, but there's mainly the common version with the brown and white stripes and then the colorful fins. So they also bring out lots of color in the aquarium and activity. They are a middle to top dwelling, but they usually just stay strictly to the top of the tank. So it's a perfect match for your CPDs. They don't bother each other because, once again, clown killifish are very peaceful, but they are very small too. So make sure you don't keep any other big fish with the clown killifish, or else they could be taken to a nice juicy snack. So keep that in mind. Otherwise, number 6 are the clown killifish. Okay, now this fish is slowly getting into the fish keeping hobby. So these fish are called the rice fish. So you can get different types out there. You can get the neon blue rice fish, you can get the Medaka rice fish. There's all different sorts out there, and you can normally find them at your local fish stores if they do have them there. Now they're great for outside summer tubs and that sort of stuff. They are cold water fish and they can live in insanely cold temperatures, so you can keep them in extreme sometimes, but they just won't cope in areas where it snows when it goes that cold. But otherwise, the rice fish are great for places like Victoria, where it only gets down to 8 degrees Celsius during the day and night. So otherwise, I recommend the rice fish if you want to find a cool little fish to go with your celestial pearl Danios, and they won't bother each other at all. Once again, they are very peaceful, and the rice fish are a little bit bigger than the other fish on this list, so they definitely bring out more action and fill up the tank a bit more. They'll go out in all levels of the tank, so yes, it does bring a lot more activity to the tank, and if you get some colorful variants out there, it'll also bring a striking colorful effect to your aquarium. And with that being said, number 6 is the rice fish. Okay, now the final fish for this list is the zebra Danios. So they are a very unique fish. They do have a blue and white striping going across the body horizontally, so they do look quite appealing to the beginner aquarists out there. Now the reason why they're so great for CPDs is that they get really excited, they stick around near the top and middle of the tank, and they will chase each other around a lot. Now make sure you have a school of zebra Danios, because if you don't, they'll come over to the CPDs and they'll stress them out, and when they stress them out, the CPDs could die. So make sure you have at least 4 or more if you have a colony of CPDs with you, or even just 1 or 2. If you do have only 1 or 2 zebra Danios, they're going to come over to the CPDs and stress them out, because zebra Danios tend to go to other fish and chase them around and stress them out as they get really overexcited all the time. Plus it will bring out a lot more action and a bit more stripiness to the tank. But yeah, definitely consider zebra Danios. Last on the list, the zebra Danios. Well, there you have the 8 best fish to keep with your CPDs. If you enjoyed the video, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more content just like this. Have a great day, everyone. I'll see you all in the next video.